Hello everyone. Today we are going to discuss about a topic called as the research problem. So research problem, this is coming under the syllabus of B.SC third year research and statistics, and it is coming under unit 2. So research problem. So this is the first thing that a researcher has to do before conducting a research. In this, the researcher is going to be selected or searching the problem that this researcher is going to be give solution at the end of the research. So this is the most critical and more difficult time for a researcher. So proper selection is going to be done. Now we are going to discuss about the definition. What is the main definition for the research problem? So you can see in the slides also, a research problem is the enigmatic or troubling areas or topic that needs an inquiry to get better understanding or the ultimate solutions. So research problem we consider as a troubling area or any problematic areas that we are facing day to day life in the society. It may be in the society, or it may be in the hospitals, or it may be any kind of the nursing educations, so that we are going to select it to get the inquiry and to understand better, and at last when we are doing the research we are going to give a solution for the particular problem. Now next we are going to discuss about the factors that are affecting in selection of the research problem. So there are many factors that is going to be affected when we are searching a research problem. So what are the factors? The first one is knowledge, skills. Third one is interest, expertise, motivation, and creativity. So how the knowledge is going to be affected the research problem? If the person or the researcher is going to have a good knowledge about how to select a research, or already have done previous research, or they are having adequate knowledge. Those who are having adequate knowledge, they can search very good problem, and those, if we are selecting research problem without proper knowledge, then those will be having very difficult to get the research problem. The next one is skills. So skill means those who are already have the previous knowledge or previously they have conducted any research, so that people will be having more accurately they will select the research problem. Interest. So as you know that if we are having proper interest among the research doing research, those people will be selecting more accurate research problem if we compare with the people who don't have interest. Expertise. So the person who are well expertise regarding the research, how to conduct, how to select, they will be selecting more accurately and more good problems. And next one is motivation. So when we do any work, we need motivation. Same thing. When we select a research problem, the problem should be more, like more motivating to the person to get the solutions. And next one is creativity. So creativity is very important. The person who are having very creativity in selecting the problems, they will be getting a good problem statement as compared to the people who are having less creativity. So these are the factors affecting in selecting the research problem. Next is regarding the components. So what are the components that we need to follow when we do a research problem? When we create a research problem, so first one is relevance of the topic or relevance of the study. So whatever study you're going to conduct, it should be relevant to your discipline. So for example, as we are nursing students or nursing people, so it should be related to the nursing. So it should be useful. So as you are not supposed to take any topic that should be done by any kind of engineer or any kind of pharmacist. So it should be related to our medical, or it should be able to conduct by us only. Okay, so that should be keep in mind. The next one is title of the study. When you select a research problem, so first what you it is compulsory to make in a title form. Okay, so regarding that, we are going to discuss how we have to write it. So we have to write in the sentence form. So you can write in the interrogative into a as well as descriptive form. And next we have operational definitions of the variables. So when we are writing study titles, we are going to use various types of the variables or characteristic of the topic. So that definitions of every words you are going to be have or you're going to write it down. And next one is objectives of the study. So you should know what is the objective of conducting the particular study. So you have to list it down, the objectives that you want to fulfill at the end of the study. And next one is delimitations of the study. So limitation and delimitation is compulsory, you have to maintain. So how much limitation or delimitation, you have to set a boundary that how much you are going to do it. Okay, setting of the boundary of the particular study. So for example, if you want to do a research based on in some particular area, or you want to do in some age group like amongst the mother, so like that you are going to limit it. You are not going to do the research study to all the population, only you are going to do in the mother. So that we call as a delimitation or the limitation, that we have to follow it. So this is one example of the title that normally we used to write for the nursing people. So we have example, that is a descriptive study to assess the prevalence of pin site infections among patients with external skeletal fixation admitted in orthopedic wards of Sada Hospital, Noida. So this is the way how we used to formulate the title of the study. And then how we are going to identify the research problem. So for that you have to follow some flow chart or some process. So that is, first one is you are going to select a broad area. For example, you want to do a research topic on infection. Okay, so first one is infection. So many types of infection are there. So from that you are going to narrow down. So what kind of infection, which part you want to do. I have already selected infection in the broad area. So I'm going to narrow it down. Infections of reproductive system. Okay, so I have narrowed down. And next one is in that again I'm going to specify in reproductive system infection. Again, what you want to use, what kind of disease condition you want to do it, that is UTI. So like that I'm going to select it. So first one, when you think about research problem, you have to think in the broad area, narrow it down, and the specific part or specific point you are going to take out as the research problem. So this is the way how we identify the research problem. Next, we have sources of research problems. So the first one is from which, what are the sources of the research problem? In that we have personal experience. So, so personal experience, by the name you might be understanding. Personal experience, what are the personal experience you have already gone through in your life? From that you are going to identify the solution and you are going to write or you're going to use that problem as a research problem, and you are going to try to solve the problem. Okay, so first from the personal experiments or personal experience you can take it. Next one is practical experience. So practical experience means other than the personal, you are going, for example, you are going for a nursing posting or any practical things you are going to do. So during this time you got the problem. So that problem you are going to select as a research problem. And next one is critical appraisal of the literature. So in that we are going to see the various kind of the literature which are already written in the books. So from that, what are the problems that we can identify? We are going to do critical appraisal of the literature, and I'm going to identify, we have to, the researcher is going to be identify the problem from that. And next we are going to discuss about is previous research. So in that, how we are going to do? So we are going to identify from the already done research. So what are the finding it is taking out? What are the finding the previous research done by others has been suggested or result? So from that, I am going to conduct whether it is correct or any further information I need to add. So based on that, by seeing the previous research which are done by the experts, I'm going to do it. I'm going to select the research problem again. Okay, so that is called previous research. And next one is existing theory. So in that, many theories has been conducted or many theories has been already published by many experts. So now I'm going to use this theory in my research as a research problem to identify whether the particular theory is correct or not. Consumer feedback means the feedback we are going to take from the patients or from the society. So what are the problems they are facing? From that I'm going to select a research problem. The next one means performance improvement activities. Mainly this kind of research are done to improve the activities. Next one is social issue. So in this, what are the normal issues or what are the recent issue that we are facing in the society? Based on that, I'm going to select the research topic. Next one is brainstorming. So brainstorming means what? So in that you are going to together some people, okay, and you are going to take the ideas from that. Okay, so many people will be giving so much idea. From that idea, I'm going to take some problem. I'm going to select some problem and I'm going to select from as a research problem. That is called brainstorming. The next one is intuition. So intuition means in day-to-day life or in our society, there are many activities or many kind of problems that is present, but we don't know why it is happening. So that we can select as a research problem. And next one is folklore. So it means normally in our forefathers time or in our grandfathers time, so they used to tell so many kind of these stories. So it may be wrong or it may be right. To understand or to find out a solution or to find out whether it is true or wrong, so we can conduct the research on it. The next one is exposure to the field situations. So when you go for any kind of field situation, it may be during any kind of the functions or any kind of any functions or any kind of situations, you have exposed from that what are the problems you find out, so that we can conduct or we can consider as a research problem. The last one is consultations with the experts. This is the base thing that we can do. So if you don't know how to do the research, how to do the research problem or how to select the research problem, consultations with the expert is the best. So those who are already have experience on selecting the research problem, you are going to consult and take the research problem. So this is the some like how to remember the particular sources. So we can call let's say IPS BCEF. So this is a short form you can remember. You can use to remember it. So in that we have I1 means how many types. The first letter that we have is we have in the sources that we are going to consider as IPS BCEF. So that you can use this short form and you can easily remember all the sources. Now we are going to discuss about the criteria for selecting our good resource problem. So what are the criteria that we can follow? So first one is significance to nursing profession. So already we have discussed this one in the sources also. So whenever you are selecting any kind of the research problem, make sure that it is related to nursing professions. So we can do other field also, other field related thing also, but it will be very difficult. It might not able to get a solution you want to get if you are selecting out of nursing. So make sure कि it should be related to nursing profession only. And next one is original. So original means whatever research problem you are selecting, you are not supposed to use the problem statement, or you are not supposed to steal or use the problem statement which are already going to be done by someone or already done. Okay, so you have to, it should be original. Next one is feasibility. Feasibility also should be checked. So feasibility means in that time, cost, equipment, supply. So when you conduct a, or when you select a research problem, so you have to think about time also, how much time you have and how much time the research to complete the research, how much time it will take. So it should be matched to each other. So if the research problem you are taking will take more than 2 years, but you have only 1 month, so you cannot do that. So it should be compatible to one another. And next one is cost. So when you conduct a research problem, how much cost you are going to have, whether you will be able to afford it. So you have to see that one also. The next one, if you are going to use any kind of equipments or supply, whether you have that one, or if you already have, then you can do the problems, research problem, or if you don't have, then it will be very difficult. So you have to think about how much time you have, how much cost will be there, whether the equipment and supply will be present when I do the research study. So that everything you have to think when you are selecting a research problem. The next one is administrative support. So whatever research problem you are selecting, whether it will be, okay, it will be supported by the particular administrative or wherever the person is working. So that you have to think it. And next one is peer support. So mostly when we do the research problem, somehow we need help of the peers. Whether they are going to support or not, that you are going to see. And next one is availability of the subject. So subject means those are the people where or to whom you are going to conduct the particular research study. So you have to see what kind of research problem or I'm going to select, whether the particular sample will be there when to whom you're going to, whether the sample will be easily available or not, whether it will be very difficult to get the sample or not. So that you are going to identify when you select the research problem also. And next one is research competent. How much competent you are to conduct the particular research problem. And next one is ethical consideration is very important. So research, when we conduct a research, research is bound or it is surrounded by all the laws and the ethical issues, ethical considerations. So you have to follow properly. Okay. So when you do a research, you are going to take the consent from every individual that is going to be involved in your research study, as well as you should think whether the research problem or the research problem is going to be affect the human body or any kind of the any whether it will harm or not, that you have to think well. And next one is solvable or researchable. The problem statement you are going to select, it should be solvable. Okay, it should be solvable and it should be researchable. And next one is as much as possible when you select the research study, make sure ki it is recently happening problem and you are trying to give the solution. So as much as possible when you select the research problem, it should be current thing only and it should be your interest. The problem should be based on your interest, not on the others. So these are the things that we have. Next one is, so these are the explanation we have significant to nursing profession. So already I have told you it should be related to the nursing profession. So it should be benefited to the nurses, patients, or the other healthcare persons, and it should be improve the clinical practice, nursing theory. Okay, so you can also provide interventions through your research study. So original. So whenever you are conducting research, it should be very unique, it should be very new, and you should use your innovative knowledge. And next one is feasibility. Feasibility again. So already we have discussed in that you should be careful that when you are selecting research problem, make sure you have to think about the future. Okay, about whether it will be all the essentials will be available or not, whether time should will be there or not to conduct the research, equipment, supply, administrative support, peer supports, availability of the subjects or the sample, ethical considerations, research competence or ability. So this all should be same. Okay, next one is solvable or searchable. So whenever you are selecting the problem, it should be solvable. It should be current problem. And next one is interest, means you should be interested to select a particular topic based on research. Topics should be selected based on your interest, based on your motivational and full enthusiasm to select a particular topic. Next, we are going to discuss about the steps for formulating the research problem statement. Okay, so in that, first one is selection of the research area. Already we have discussed how to select the problem, research problem that we are going to select. After that, what you're going to do means you are going to review the literature. Review literature means you are going to search in the internet or in the journal books. So what are the review we have? Okay, what are the research that is already done before, which are similar to the research problem? Okay, that you are going to search it. And next one is delimitation of the research topic. Okay, delimit the research topic you have. So I have already told you delimitation means you are going to set a boundary. Okay, and next one is evaluate the particular research problem, whether you have to evaluate whether it will be feasible or not to do it. Okay, whether it is related to nursing profession or not, whether it will be useful or benefited to the nurses, to the society, or to the people that you are going to evaluate it. And the last one is formulating the final statement. So how we have to, so let's discuss the steps in more detail. First one is selection of the research area. So it should be broad area and it should be the sources that we have discussed. From that you have to select it. Next one is it should be significant or not. That you're going to see it. Reviewing literatures and theory. In that we are going to see the theories already which are given by the experts, and the research literature means the literature or the research which are already done by the expert. Before that we are going to previous research we are going to select it. So why we are doing, so it will be help to understand what is already being done by the people that we can understand, and based on that you can plan accordingly what is needed to do more. Delimitation the research topic. So in that already we have selected in the broad area. So now you're going to do means you're going to select from that again specific point you're going to take out, and which one is more interested according to you, that we are going to select it. Next one is evaluations. So whatever you have selected topic, you are going to evaluate. So in that you have to evaluate whether it is significance or not, whether it is researchability or not, feasibility. The terms feasibility, significant, researchability already we have discussed. Regarding the time, regarding the course, subject, administrative, peer review, ethical consideration will be there or not, that I'm going to evaluate. So this is the things that normally you have to ask by yourself when you are formulating the research problem. So this is the already we have already discussed this one. Do the problem, so do the problem have significance to nursing profession or not? You can ask. And next one is, does the problem spell out the purpose of conducting the research study? And next one is, Is there any relationship exists between the theories and the models? So these all things you can ask it. So other than that, we can also ask about what kind of variables you are going to use, to whom, to which population you are going to conduct the research study, what kind of design you are going to use, in which part of the India you're going to do, place, time. Okay, so these all you can ask by yourself when you are doing the research study. So next, regarding the formulating the final statement, how we can write. So we have two forms to write it. First one is interrogative format and next one is declarative format. Normally we use the declarative format. So you can see the example how we have write. So in that you have to include the types of the research study. First one is descriptive study on prevalence of bed sores among unconscious patients admitted in intensive care unit of any part. Okay, so that we can write in this form also, that we call as a declarative form. And next one, what is the, it is in the interrogative form, that is directly you're going to ask in the form of the questions and the interrogative mark at the end you are going to write it. Normally we don't use, okay, so the interrogative, so for the nursing normally we follow this declarative format. So till here we are going to discuss. If you have any doubt, you can comment down below. So for today, thank you so much for listening my class. See you in the next video. Thank you.